So as I told you guys that we'll start with what is this project management, SAP project management. What are the different stages of are planned in the project management, and what kind of roadmap we follow, and what are different activities. Okay, so first of all, as we know that the what do you call a project? Project is a temporary assignment of a job, which is start at a specific with the specific beginning as, and it will have a clear scope as well as the resources. Like the example of project development of your software is can be a project building bridge. I mean anything which has a clear scope within a time frame. It is called the projects. So next in SAP we follow the standard methodology which is called the ASAP methodology or accelerated SAP. It is a standard implementation methodology which SAP follows. It contains a different roadmap. It tells us about the step-by-step guides, what are the activities we need to complete, and it also tell us the what are the different industries best practices. When we talk about the SAP, we are now going to see the PP part. So PP is a production planning. It is not only related to the one vertical. It is related to the each vertical, whether it is the automobile production or your chemical production or your defense goods production or any kind of production. So each industry has its own best practices. If we talk about the chemical industry part, so SAP has listed down all the best practices used in the chemical industry, and this set one few documents as well as the config patches. Suppose I want that I approach to SAP and I say that I want to implement SAP with the best practices of pharmaceutical industry. So they'll apply the patch according to my industry type. Now, in this methodology, it contains multiple phases. Okay, each phase will have a clear scope, objective, then what should be the outcome, then what are the critical factors involved in that. So this is one screen of ASAP methodology. The total project is divided into five parts. It starts from the project preparation and project planning. During this phase, we finalize our project. In this phase, we finalize our project duration, our scope of project, and how to define our scope on for other phases also. Then we define what are the standard procedures we can adopt from either through from the market or through the consultant or from your SAP best practices. Next comes your business blueprinting. In business blueprinting, here we can divide the business blueprinting in a two part. First of all, whenever we want to implement any software in any company, first of all we need to understand the current business process of the company. That current business process we call it as is document. We'll see further. So first of all, we need to capture that what exactly is going on in the company, how they are. If we talk about the sorry, if we talk about the material management part, so how they are planning their materials, how they are procuring. In a similar way, if we talk about the production planning PP part, so how they are planning, whether they are planning on yearly basis or they are planning on monthly basis, like this in this way. So here the purpose of this business blueprinting phase is that first of all you should have the all first of all you should need to list out all the activities and business processes which are currently happening within an organization. Then we here we check what is the organizational structure. See, the organizational structure plays a very important role for the success of business. If we talk about the organizational structure, like suppose a company, there's a one company, they're producing only one product, but the product is manufactured at different locations. We may call it a plant. Okay, so So company wants to monitor profit against each plant. Now, for that, we need to add profit center in our organizational structure. Okay. In a similar way, suppose one company is their purchase is not centralized purchase. Their purchasing team. So organizations. Suppose I was giving you example of a material procurement part. A company is having a decentralized procurement team. A team is sitting at head office, another team is sitting at the plant location. So we we need to capture their location as well as their purchasing organization and a groups purchasing group. So this is an example of organizational structure. So we need to understand the structure of the company. Similar, if I give you another example, like um in material management, we define generally the release procedure, release strategy. So they are in the hierarchical level. As junior is reporting to the general manager further reporting to VP, and VP reporting to, let's say, plant head or managing director. Okay, so this is again an example of a structure. Now we studied that. Now it's time to convert your existing work practices or business process into your software. That is your in SAP. So for that, we first of all we need to define your organization organization structure based on your existing process. We define the different set of business processes. Like if we talk about your PP part, here PP in PP, suppose a company is majorly producing three type of chemical, and company wants to track production as well as the capacity and costing of these three chemicals. Now one way is that we create one material separate material master for all three chemicals. Second way is that we may create a separate order type. Okay, so your product one will have a one order type, your product two will have a second order type, and similarly product three will have a third order type. Okay, so these kind of finalizing your process in SAP is called the business blueprinting or to be document. First of all, we collected the as is document. Now we are converting that as is document into a to be document. Now next your phase comes, it is called the realization phase. And in realization phase, we have developed our SAP. We have done all type of customization. Now we can establish our production environment. It will be a replica of your production environment. During that phase, we'll finalize our configuration part. Then whatever we have configured, we'll do some kind of testing to know that what kind of outcome we are getting. Then we'll finalize the final design. Here the main success factor in the realization is that your end user should be trained properly. See, any company who is implementing the SAP management is nothing to do with the SAP data part. They are only concerned in the reporting part. So end users or your plant user or your administrative user are the real person. They are going to enter data in SAP, and if they'll enter the wrong data, then your whole reporting or your decision making will be ruined. So in realization phase, we do the testing, we set up the user roles and authorization metrics, and finally comes your final final preparation part. In final preparation phase, we check our scenario for go live. See here the the realization phase and the final preparation phase is look like similar, because many many activities will be common to both phases. Then finally comes your the post go live and support part. Okay, the after in post go live, suppose we said that we have going to go live for this and that date. But once we go for go live, the real problem or issues comes after the go live, because in testing phase you find everything is working very good. But suppose you have done go live today, and after a period of 6 months you'll come to know that your how was your SAP implementation. So these are 5 phases. We'll see further. So this is again a screen about the 5 phases. So as I said that in project preparation, in this phase, the team will go through the initial planning and preparation of the project, your timeline, your what resource you want. The purpose of this, then second is business blueprinting, third realization, final preparation, go live. Now this is the one roadmap composer. Okay, you can see that here are different phases are mentioned: business blueprinting, realization, final testing. So each roadmap is divided into several large phases, each of which represent the major milestone. When we talk about the milestone during your SAP implementation, we can say your major milestone is that is the preparation of edges document is your milestone. The to be document is your milestone. Your organizational structure mapping is your milestone. A big activity, we call it a milestone. Now moving to your roadmaps. I was telling you the SAP roadmaps. There are different kind of roadmaps in a SAP methodology. First is implementation. Implementation is a simple roadmap which is applicable to suppose a company is going for implementation in a one plant or within a one organization where here the ASAP methodology is simply applied. The second one is called the global template. Suppose a company having a business across the world, okay, and they want to implement the SAP. So I mean they have a business in different countries. So the challenge is biggest challenge is that the taxation part. In India, we pay the excise and all that different. In India, there is a complex taxation. If we talk about some other country like Argentina, it is again a complex. Okay, so these kind of implementation where many countries are involved, many businesses of different countries are involved, are considered as a global template. In that global template, we need to create a separate project within your main project. Fine. Next comes is your upgrade. Upgrade is again simply suppose a company has upgrade. If we talk about nowadays, upgrade is very much in fashion in India. As SAP has rolled out this new product like BI and BW in a new version. So upgrade is like suppose you are already working on, suppose earlier when I started my career I worked on 4.C version, 4.6 version. So whenever an upgrade comes, it will always come with your hardware changes. Okay, suppose if you want to migrate from SAP, say EHP 0, that is your patch level, okay, to the EHP 7. You cannot upgrade your system directly. You need to, first of all, you need to change your hardware part. Your server will be again changed. You need to increase your RAM and capacity and all that. After that, upgrade is possible. Now, in upgrade, the biggest challenge is that suppose you implemented SAP long back, and now you have a very settled system with all kind of Z and Y development, okay, and all kind of different ABAP reports. Whenever you upgrade your SAP, there are big chances to change all these Z and Y objects and reports. Why? Because whenever we upgrade, or suppose if you go in EHP 7, Ajay, I mean, you are working in MM partner.
Right, I'm
So, which EHP are you using in your company?
EFP6.
EHP 6, na. So, if you go and check the EHP 1, in EHP 1, there is a very common table in SAP that called MKPF and MSEG, okay, which is for
Right.
the material document storage. But if you go to the EHP more than EHP 4 level, you will find few fields of MKPF in MSCG table. MKPF is your header table, MSCG is your item master table. Okay, so SAP has given you the advantage by changing these two tables, because suppose a programmer write a query on header table. First of all, in earlier version, he used to fire a query on the header table MKBF, and after that it will go to the MSCG. It is a long process. I mean, it will take a huge time. Now, but SAP has facilitated you that a few fields of MKBF will be available in MSCG. Okay, this is one advantage. But again, the disadvantage is that you need to rewrite your all reports if you want performance optimization in your reports. Okay. Now again, SAP has launched its own OS, that is we call the HANA. Now, if you something you must have heard about the SAP HANA, SAP HANA. SAP HANA is again a database of SAP. Okay, earlier your database will be on the Oracle, or if we are using the IAX operating system. So now SAP coming up with the HANA. Okay, so again, the reason behind launching HANA is that you will have a better speed, because it will be, you will call it the data on RAM, like HANA will work in a similar way. Okay, so this is this kind of upgrade project. In upgrade projects, the role of functional consultant is not that much big. Here, the role of in upgrade project, the role of technical consultant, your basis consultants, and your ABAP consultant will play the major role. Now we talk about the solution management. It is another kind of roadmap. Initially, I've given you example about the best practices of industries. Suppose if you want to implement best practices of any chemical industry, pharmaceutical industry. So this is the one example of solution management. Another example is that suppose if you want to suppose uh, in SAP there are some issues like you cannot interact directly with your vendors with the help of SAP. Okay, like if you want to share some quotation with your vendor and you want that your vendor should feel that data in SAP, it is not possible. Okay, so for that type of issues, SAP sell the solution which is ready-made available package. You just need to activate the package in your system and your solution will be activated. Okay,
Will
like
SAP,
if you come again.
Amit,
Yes,
I have a
yeah, Ajay.
yeah. Will SAP
Which
charge
one?
the student for the package that you
SAP
have told?
does not charge for package, but buddy, after that business, I give example. Suppose if you want to implement the BI and BO, okay.
Right. Right.
So whenever your company bought the enterprise version, BI and BO is already inbuilt,
Okay.
but you cannot use because you need to buy the licenses from SAP.
Okay.
Okay, earlier SAP was selling three kind of license. One was called the shop floor user, second called the limited professional, and third is called the professional user.
Okay.
The Shivani, you know this the three type of licenses in SAP.
No, no, I don't know.
Shop floor users are license type. I mean, a guy who is only doing the data entry. Okay, suppose a person is sitting on gate and he is just entering the how much metal received. Okay, so these type of license where the only transactions are possible. It is called it. It was called. I'll tell you what is new. It was called as the shop floor users. Now next comes to limited professional. In a limited professional, as its name says, it is limited. It means that you can do transaction as well as you can see your reports, but your transaction will be limited to 5 transactions. Okay. And if you are using more than 5 transactions, say in a month, then SAP will automatically convert that limited professionally license to professional license, and he'll charge according to that.
Thing, stepping and you said the 5 transactions in a month. That means 5 number of documents or 5 number of type of transactions.
5 type of transaction.
5 type of transactions.
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay, but nowadays, if you talk about the current scenario, month before, SAP stopped selling the limited professional license. Now there is only two kind of license. One is shop floor, second is professional. Okay, so SAP also, as I was telling about the solution management, SAP always sell. I mean, since the beginning, SAP always see the main business of SAP is related to their solution provider, because SAP is any software company is called as a solution provider. Now we have a methodology. Okay, we fix up that our project timeline will be this and that. We'll do this activity, that activity. But is it sufficient? That is not sufficient, because I mean, who is the business owner? Your user. You're suppose a production planning guy, PPC department guy is a business owner. He knows that how to plan. Your role as a consultant is just that you need to convert his existing processes into SAP. Okay, and you can reduce his workload and you can improve his efficiency. So what you need now, you need a business champion, which we call a CTM, core team member. Okay, so you cannot start any process without core team member. Whether you are a consultant having experience of 50 years, but you cannot run. And if you run, definitely you'll fail, because you. If you talk about the two automobile giant like Maruti and Toyota, they are manufacturing the car, they are manufacturer of biggest manufacturer cars, but their planning is not similar. The planning team knows only that how they are planning. So because of that reason, we need CTM. Now this is a typical diagram which tell about the one approach. On left side is normal, I mean the regular project management approach. Second is called the ASAP approach, which is developed by the SAP. So in ASAP approach, if you'll see that there are 5 different phases. But while in existing one, it is only four phases. Okay, the biggest difference is in the realization phase, because here the realization phase is additional phase which will save us to transport the wrong business processes or unchecked business process into your production client. Now, how the delivery mechanism works in SAP? See, there in SAP, everybody is his own role. Okay, consultant role is to just limited to the configuration part and all that. Okay, then you have project manager. Then a project manager. Then finally comes your delivery head. Delivery head is a single role. His role is just to ensure that whether project delivered on time or not. So here, two tools are used. One is your solution manager. Nowadays, the SAP comes with only solution manager. Second is your service marketplace. Service marketplace is a, we call it is a web access of SAP, where SAP will provide you one installation number. Whenever you implement SAP anywhere, SAP gives you one unique global unique number, which is called the installation number, and that installation number you can use at service marketplace. Okay, that how we can use this, why you use the service marketplace. Suppose SAP has done some kind of changes, and for that change he has provided some your patches or some kind of SAP notes. So you can download your SAP, you can download the notes and patches from service marketplace. Okay. Now solution manager is a tool which is used with the ASAP methodology. with your clear roadmaps. Now, when we talk about the project management, there are few documents which are necessary. And I mean, as a SAP guy, you should know that what are different kind of documents are used. The first document is your production plan, project plan. I mean, it will have all the details about your project execution, different phases, timeline, and you need to update your project plan during your implementation so that you will have a clear picture whether whether you achieve how much you achieved. In project plan, we define the milestones. Okay, the second come is a as is document. As I told you that as is document is a document where we capture our existing process. Then comes your key data structure. What is this key data structure? What are the key data? So, if we talk about the key data, any master on which your business is depend is called your key data. Like material master is your key data. You cannot run any ERP without your material master. Second is your vendor master. So here in key data structure, we define that what will be the number ranges for my material master, for vendor master, for customer master in that way. Okay. Next comes your business blueprint document. Business blueprint document, or we make it say the to be document, we capture the process and we try to convert the as is process into your to be process. Now comes your configuration document. Whenever you work in any project, whenever you close your project and you go to your customer, they'll ask you what is your configuration document. Because suppose I'm a new consultant and I have joined the company, it is very difficult for me to go in a system and find what configuration was that. Okay, if you have experience and if you have the if you are from the same business vertical, you may understand. But if you have a configuration document in hand, it is very easy. Configuration document will have a detail like what is your organization structure is now what are different production order types are defined, what are different work center, how the work center are mapped, how the capacities are planned. Now comes the unit testing scripts. Unit testing script is a testing document. Suppose now how the unit testing is done in SAP. There are there are specific consultant for the testing, which is called the QA. Okay, their role is just to ensure that we just give him this is your input and this output should come. Okay, this is their role. So in unit testing document, we capture our inputs, processes to be followed, and what output should come. Now comes your gap document. In gap document, suppose you have done some kind of unit testing and you find that there is some gap in your process because you suppose it is not possible to capture each and everything in your as is document. What we have done, we converted our as is document into the to be document and business blueprint, and on basis of that we have done the unit testing. Now in gap document, it will have a it will have a one or multiple gap in your process. Like I give example of a gap document. Suppose a process, suppose one production line is there and you have created all the setting in your production line. Okay, but after at the time of testing, you come to know that your process also generates some kind of scrap, but that scrap is not used anywhere in SAP. Fine. So for that kind of thing, we use the gap document. Will further, this gap document is directly related with your config document and unit testing document as well. Suppose you have identified some gap and you have submitted the gap document. On basis of your gap document, consultant will again correct or reconfigure your SAP configuration, and again it will go for the unit testing. Okay, this process will continue. Now next come your business process procedures. Here we again capture it is a broader view of business processes. Like if you give example like as I said that you are having you have one plant and you're producing something and that So in business process document, we define the different stages of production, different operation of production, as well as if there is some kind of a rework during your production process or some kind of scrap generation. So we also need to maintain that how to deal with the scrap generation as well as your rework. Here, the next is your end user manual. The end user manual is simply a document which will be used by end user to perform a different kind of transaction in SAP. It will have a simply a screenshot of SAP and just simply what to enter, how where to enter. That's it. Then comes your project kickoff or closure document. So above all the documents, your project plan as is key data will be a part of your project closure document. Okay, the project kickoff document will attest at the time of your project planning, while your next all the documents will be the part of your closure document. Fine.